going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Our wager number one, our $1,000 bet hits the bank account. It wasn't exactly a pleasant experience, a little bit of a sweat there. But after losing that ticket last week on a missed extra point, we were due to be on the right side of things. If we lost back-to-back wagers in that fashion, I would have jumped out of my bedroom window and you would never have gotten another video on the Dan's Rants channel. So, hey, we'll leave the past as the past. We move on to day two. Like I told you guys in the day one video, very, very confident about this particular ticket. Definitely hit the subscribe button, guys. Drop a like on the video. Blow this thing up. I'm trying to bless as many people for the holidays as I can. We are going to complete this $1,000 to $25,000 challenge by the end of the new year. I have absolutely no doubt about it. Before we jump into these legs, coming off a really, really nice Saturday. It's not done yet. We'll see how college football ends up. Obviously, we got a lot more to go with college football, but 4-1 in college hoops today. A nice plus money on UNC money line. We hit Xavier, we hit Butler, a few others. 3-0 in the NFL. We had the Chiefs money line. I gave it out early in the week as the injury reports were a little bit clouded. As soon as that looked pretty clear for Mahomes, we hit that. We also went with a Ravens Chiefs money line parlay at plus money. We also hit a prop. We hit over 1.5 field goals for Fairbairn on the Texans. I actually gave that out in my prop episode, guys. Don't miss it. I gave you that. I actually gave you one of the premium bets. I gave out that field goal prop in that video. I gave out Dalton Schultz receptions, a lot of others as well. So don't miss my prop episodes, NBA and NFL moving forward. I've teamed up with Outlier using their software to identify the best props. So be sure to check out those episodes whenever I drop them here on the channel. But yeah, guys, been an excellent Saturday. We check off our first leg of our max play as well. Just a spectacular day in premium. Of course, if you guys want all my plays going down for Sunday and Monday, because there is a lot of them, and I'm actually going to add a few more as well. The link to my website is right in the description of this video, guys. You can see it there on the bottom of the screen, danspicks.net. It's an absolute no-brainer. There's some recent numbers for you as well. Can't recommend it enough. Can't recommend it enough. With all these bowls, with all this NFL, with college hoops in the mix on a weekly basis, this is the best time of year to be on my client list. Once you're on there, it doesn't matter what package you get off the website. As soon as you go on the text list, anytime I find a bet that I like that I'm going to bet on myself, I'll just text it right to you. You get my plays, the odds, and how many units to put on that particular wager. It's just an absolute no-brainer. Of course, like everybody, like every single person in the world that bets on sports, going to have a couple losing tickets in the mix, but I always win more than I lose. All sports, every single year. Everything's documented right here on YouTube. Feel free to scroll through the videos. Let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to this wager. I'm really, really pumped for this one. I'm going to bring up FanDuel. We are going to use FanDuel to build this parlay for you, just like in the other video. And guys, let's see how many likes I can get, man. Let's see how many likes we can get on this video. Blow this video up. I want more people to partake in this. I'm really confident this one's going to hit. Let's put some money in a lot of people's pockets, guys. So let's get the likes up on today's video. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And if you want all my predictions, by the way, on Sunday, because there's all these games going on. We only had 2 on Saturday. All of my NFL Week 16 predictions are already uploaded in that video I put out on Tuesday, along with that whiteboard winning free pick. You guys can see my record there, 21 wins, 8 losses, almost a 73% winning percentage on just my free picks. Be sure to check out that NFL video and get the updated whiteboard winning free pick for this week. Here we go. Here we go. Let me scroll down here. We're going to start right here at the top. Cincinnati on the money line. Why? Why am I choosing Cincinnati? They have no defense. Why are we going with that? Well, let's start with this. Cincinnati 6-2. ATS as a favorite the last games. Not even just the money line, covering the spread as a favorite in the last 8 games. The Browns have taken Winston out. It's going to be DTR going in this game. His numbers against the Bengals, against everybody, are horrible. The Browns are basically throwing in the season, and this bet, I had to wait for this particular wager based on Thursday night with that Chargers win. Do you guys understand the path for Cincinnati to make the playoffs? It's extremely likely they play the Broncos after this game. That's the team they're kind of battling here for playoff position. So if they beat them, then all they would need is one more win and the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Broncos in that final game. That makes complete sense to me. If you asked me today, do I think yes or no on Cincy making the playoffs? And you throw in, I mean, I know I shouldn't say this, but and you throw in the rigged conspiracy theories of brand name teams like the Bengals, like Joe Burrow, like an exciting high flying offense. That is a team the NFL wants to be in the playoffs. So if certain strings have to get pulled, I think Cincinnati's going to get the calls in this game. Cincinnati now has life. They have hope. They have good energy. They're coming off some wins. They're going to get the job done. We've seen the spread balloon all the way up, way past the touchdown, way through those key numbers. It's up at 8.5, even juiced at that number. We just need them to find a way to win. Are they going to lose to the Browns with DTR, a quarterback, and all the injuries and all the things that have happened with the Browns? I just can't see it. So Cincinnati, money line, that is leg number 1 of our wager. We're going to scroll down here. We're going to go to this Eagles matchup, okay? And let me scroll down a little bit more here. We're going to go to alternative spread in this one. Now, I know a lot of people this week are really, really high in the Eagles. The Eagles are high flying. They can smell blood in the water with all the injuries on that Lions team. You know, they're fighting against the Vikings as well. Everybody wants that number 1 seed in the NFC. Do the Eagles win this game? I think you have to think so, right? I mean, the Commanders were lucky to get by the Saints. I don't love their defense. The Eagles, they had that little bit of turmoil in the locker room in terms of team chemistry. Clear as day, that's not the case. Everyone's on good terms here with the Eagles. We're taking plus 8.5. 8.5, a full 1 possession. They can lose. They can actually lose this game that I really am confident that they're going to win this one, but they can lose by 4, 3, a full touchdown. We're still good. We just need the Eagles not to get blasted. They're going to be in this game. This is going to be a good competitive divisional matchup, and the Eagles are going to be in this game. Here's some extra numbers for you on this one as well. The Eagles are 6-1 against the spread and straight up, which means just to win the game in their last 7 games on the road. So it's not even like going on the road here is a problem. Eagles plus 8.5. They're not getting blown out by double digits to the Commanders. The Commanders just don't have the defense. Eagles are too good. No way. They're fighting for the number 1 seed. Too much on the line. They looked good last week. I was on them last week. Everyone was on the Steelers. Steelers are still a solid team too, and they killed them. We move on, man. We keep scrolling here. Now, here was a bunch of potentials. I'm like, well, do we go with an alternative over in the Lions and Bears? Maybe like 34.5, 33.5. The Lions have no defense. You know, as a competitive first game, thought about it. Thought about this next game as well. I was thinking maybe some props in this Rams game. Do we go Puka with alternate pass yards? Do we go Jets on an alt spread? Do we go an alternative over as both offenses look just fine? I think over in the mid-30s in this game is a gift. I just was not willing to let you guys down and put in a bet on the Rams and Jets game. We have to move on. So we're going to go to the Bills game, and we're going to scroll down again. What are we going to do in the Bills game? Well, the Bills have looked invincible, and I'm worried it's a flat spot, but there is no way they're losing this game. Bills alternative spread only minus 2.5. I was thinking about maybe doing 5.5 just for them to win by 6 or 7. Do they even cover the 14? They should. I mean, the Patriots are really, really bad, but just the Bills at home by a field goal over the Patriots. I mean, come on, man. If we lose on that, I'm jumping out the window. I'll live stream it. Guaranteed. Bills to win by a freaking field goal at home over the sorry-ass Patriots. Lock it in. We're going to keep going down here, guys. Let me make sure I put everything in here. Yep, and we come to our last game here. We're going to go to this Packers game, Monday Night Football. So it's going to take 2 days to get through this ticket, guys. Again, we're going to go to an alternative spread here. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go pretty aggressive here. We're going to go 5.5. Look, I know the odds at minus 390 make it seem a little bit odd. The New Orleans Saints, and let me bring up some info for you guys on this one. First of all, Green Bay, 8-4 in their last 12 home games against the spread, not just to win, against the spread. So they're covering big numbers. We have a Saints team that's just plain quit. I mean, they have their defense is abysmal. It is beyond bad. 27th overall in the league. They can't stop the rush. This is an indoor team from Louisiana going up to Lambeau Field in what looks like to be snow. I updated the forecast right before I did this video. Cold, snowy weather. Lambeau Field on a Monday night. They are going to be rocking and rolling in Green Bay. I have a very, very, very hard time believing that the Saints can even cover the spread. I have a very hard time believing that this is going to be anything short of a 2-touchdown win for Green Bay. We just need them by 6 or more. I was worried, if we got a more aggressive and did a 9.5 or something, that maybe there could be a backdoor cover, because it should be a little bit of a more lower scoring game with all the cold weather, and should be a lot of rushing on the ground in this one. But the Saints are horrible. They got nothing to play for. They've quit. They're not going to be happy. I've seen it too many times. We've seen it with the Dolphins. It's not like certain players being soft mentally. It's science. People that are used to warm weather and spend their time and life in warm environments cannot take the shock. It just affects your body. The Saints up in Lambeau on Monday night are not staying within 10 points to Green Bay. We just need them by freaking 6 points. They've been covering 8-4 in the last 12 at home as is. I think so. There's a pretty good chance they win by 14 plus as is. So take that for what it is. Now we got a couple props to add, guys. We got a couple props. This is where we're getting a little risky, because props are never a guarantee. Now the bet right now, as is right now, minus 114. But we need a little bit of plus money. So we're going to go over here to passing yards. Jordan Love is set at 230. We're going to go to his alternative, and we're just taking 150 yards. 150 yards for Jordan Love. Look at these numbers, guys. Jordan Love in his last 10 home games has averaged going over 231 passing yards. 150? We're talking 75 yards through the air per half. The Saints are really going to struggle to do anything offensively in this game. The time of possession will drastically favor Green Bay. I think Jordan Love probably goes over his prop in his passing yards. He does exceptional at home. The cold doesn't affect him. They're going to use those tight ends. They're going to do dump offs to Josh Jacobs. They have Christian Watson, Dobbs, everybody. They're healthy. Things are just really coming together in Green Bay, and it's really kind of under the radar, to be honest. I know I'm a little bit biased as a Packers fan, but I really look at things from a professional viewpoint. And I think this team is a Super Bowl contender. Absolutely. And I think the odds make them the best value play right now for a Super Bowl bet. Everything's coming together. Jordan Love to get us 150 yards. I think he goes into the mid, maybe even the upper 200s. So 150 yards through the air, Jordan Love. Like I said, guys, you can see it on the screen. He's gone over 231.5, 8 out of his last 10 games at home. And that brings us to one last leg. What could it possibly be? Rushing yards. Like I have mentioned, this is a cold weather game. The Packers are going against the Saints, who are 27th in the league. I mean, abysmal against the rush. We saw what Josh Jacobs did last year. He's not going to be stopped. He is going to rush for over 100 yards in this game. You can see his total is set at 88.5. A little bit of numbers for you guys here. He's only gone below 50 one time in his last 10 games. It's cold weather. His rushing attempts are juiced at minus 120, over 19.5. So the odds are he's going to get 20 or more rushing attempts. We need him to average like a little over 2 yards to get 50 yards. That's where we're going. This is the final leg. This is the most risky leg of the entire parlay, because injuries. He could get injured, but you know what? We have to take risks somewhere. We have to. We're forced to. We cannot be soft. Josh Jacobs, 50 yards on the ground. I have full confidence he's probably going to get 100 here. 25 yards on the ground per half in cold weather against the Saints in a game that should be a blowout. So in the second half, even if the first half's a little bit on the slow side, maybe only has like 20, 25 yards on the ground or something like that, they're going to grind out the clock, grind out the Saints, and run the crap out of the ball in that second half. And eventually that cold weather is just going to wear down that Saints defense. They're basically going to quit. We could start seeing Josh Jacobs getting 7-8 yards per carry. It's not going to take him much to get 50 here. And like you guys can see on the screen, he's only gone below 50 one time in the last 10 games. So Josh Jacobs, 50 plus yards. So that's it, guys. I'll do a final rundown here, and I will put the bet slip on the screen. Let me make sure the odds are the exact same here. Plus 126. Yeah. So I'll put it on the screen briefly. The second wager, guys, were already, you can see the numbers there. We took 1,000 at a nice plus money price. We got well above 2K, so we're more than doubling our money. We're going to stay on pace and get all the way to $25,000 by the end of 2024. We got games all week. My premium rocking and rolling, guys. Take advantage of this. If you cashed on that first round wager, take a little bit of that money and buy my premium. It's an absolute no-brainer, guys. I am locked in. We got a lot more college football to go. College basketball, still around 500 on the year, but coming off a 4-in-1 day. As the sample size grows, we're going to get more dialed in with that. As most of you guys know from last year, college basketball, a lot of people would argue is my number one sport. And we got a lot more NFL to go. So just tremendous value in my premium. Again, link to my website in the description of this video. It's not a sales pitch. I put my numbers. I mean, what other channel actually gives you updated numbers, shows you every day, does recap, tells you everything? Nobody. They just say, oh, well, I'm, one of the best on my channel and, you can buy my premium. It's like, okay, well, what are your numbers? Like, put them on the screen. Don't just tell me that, like, over the last year, you hit 53% of your bets. Like, Wager Talk, I mean, I'm not trying to call people out, but Wager Talk, Pick Talk, they don't put their numbers on the screen. We want to see numbers as potential customers, right? That's why I do this. That's why I tell you guys everything every week, every video. So is what it is, guys. Up to you. Highly recommend you just take a little bit of profit out of that cash from the day one wager and hop in a premium, make yourself even more money. And we'll continue on with this ladder challenge. Really, really excited for this one, guys. Looking to round out this week really, really strong. And yeah, just looking for a huge couple of days here, rolling into the holidays. We got football on Christmas, NBA, the props are rolling. I got Outlier Software now, a partnership with them. Going to be a lot more prop bets in the mix, both here on the channel and in premium. So just a lot of good mojo right now. Things are really, really excellent. And I'm excited to see you guys for day 3, wager number 3. We're going to continue on this journey. We're going to get the job done, guys. We're going to get the job done. Again, drop a like on the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.